of an imported beer. Do you suggest anything?
How about an Antoinette?
What's so special about that?
No head.
Of this, the 1934 World Series, Yanks are down by 1 run. And here comes the Babe. He's at the plate, and he's pointing at the right field stand, setting a tall order for himself. Here's the pitch. He swings, and it's a long drive. It's going.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Furniture to Go.
This is the baseball show.
And we got these seats from a baseball fan, Bob Rothrock. He's a fan of our show, too.
Well, he's a collector, you might say, and he got them from...
Play ball!
First, we're going to strip.
Strip the chairs with the paste stripper. Now, if you do it, you want to lay a tarp down. We've got our work table here, and we have the paste stripper, and we're using nylon brushes.
And we got the rubber gloves that we're going to put on, and we'll see just how much of this paint is going to come off. These gloves are kind of tight, aren't they?
Your turn.
Yeah.
So, cheap brushes as always, and we'll have to see how many layers of paint are on this. Sometimes you have to do 2, maybe 3 applications of stripper.
I'm patting the paint on. Now, you know, another way you can do this, you can burn this off with a butane if you wanted to, but you don't know if there's any lead paint on here, so I would caution against that.
Don't do that. Use the paint stripper.
You can use the EPR, but again, lead paint, you may be there, so don't use that. Use this.
And use gloves, use goggles. Oh, you have your goggles on?
No, thank you for reminding me.
You got to do it. I have my prescription goggles.
So you pat this on because, remember, you're not painting a masterpiece.
I am. I'm doing Pan and Lucy Escape from the Garden of Eden. And you can put this right over top of the metal. Paint stripper. It's not just for wood anymore.
It's bubbling up all over.
And while you're waiting for the paint stripper to work, and
we like to play a little game
that we call sitcom bridge themes.
Now, these aren't the real themes to the sitcoms. It's the bridge.
Yeah.
So, oh, the monsters.
Oh, okay. All right, now you do one.
I got one.
Oh, that's my favorite Martian. Now return to the main theme. Milton Bradley's coming out with something very, very shortly. And if they don't pay us, oh boy, are they going to get a letter from a Goldstein.
Once we do get the paint off, we'll come back and we'll be doing some washing down with some lacquer thinner. And then with some of the iron work here, we can show you how to get that off with a grinder, right angle grinder. We're sanding the wood now. After we stripped it, we washed it down with some lacquer thinner, which reveals this kind of blue-filled wood, and it's ash, you know.
That's the same wood they make baseball bats out of. Right. Ow! And here's where we visited a baseball bat factory.
Yeah, right.
No.
You see this?
Did we forget to go there?
Where's the other side? Well, the other chair, this chair and the other chair share a common middle.
As do we.
So we had to take it apart.
Now, I know a lot of you are saying, these guys stink. Others are saying, why isn't it stripped down to bare wood with absolutely no color?
We're going to paint it again.
Yeah, who cares? We just want it smooth.
You want to get it nice and clean.
You know, I'm getting a little tired of the sanding.
Well,
especially on the metal.
And the metal's got to be clean, too, because we're going to prime that and paint it. So he's going to wear, and for those of you in high society, I'm going to wear the high society dust
The
mask.
Margaret Dumont dust mask. This is a right-angle drill.
Yes, it
and
is.
it's got a wire brush attachment. My hair coming out of the shower.
Uh-huh.
My hair.
In Jamaica.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Can I do your hair for your mom?
Put it down, let's get the one.
Okay.
Now, when you do this, wait a minute, you want to wear gloves or an apron or something, because these little, stop it, please.
Filaments.
These little hairs, these steel hairs.
Steel
See,
hairs.
I made it stop just so I can get in hair. They fly
I love
out,
when you lean forward.
and I got that from Carson. Okay.
For you and you especially.
And you. We got done all the sanding, all the wire brushing, and now we're going to wash down with some naphtha.
But you should use a rubber glove for this.
You should. Uh-huh. I'm waiting.
Surprise! I had a good one too. It's about the Marine Corps. We're putting on a lovely white primer.
I'm going to hold this right here. Where's the paint? Here
This
it
is the kind that says it covers stains. A lot of times they'll sell it to you if you want to paint on a wall where there was some water damage. It's pigmented.
It's a
heavily.
fast drying primer. And it dries real, about a half
Fast.
hour. And once it dries, we'll sand it down. And
Now, are
then
you going to do it on the metal too?
we'll apply, oh yeah.
Of course.
Then we'll apply our first coat of red and green, respectively.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, too.
Sanding with, what is this, 220. Sanding the primer to get the tooth so that the first application of colorful paint will adhere, then cleaning off with the tack rag. And I have the Athletics green.
While
Well,
I am
Joe-
doing the red, the
Philly
Philly
red.
favorite red. And look, I've come up with a new design I'm going to do on the back. See?
That's for the Detroit Tigers.
Do you
I
like
think.
this?
It's kind of like the seams of a baseball.
It looks like ribs to me.
We don't let the theme go easily, folks.
I'm going to paint this on. Now, after we get this brushed on, this will enable us to get it in all the cracks and crevices. And after this dries, we'll sand it down, and then we'll put the paint into the electric sprayer,
The loud electric sprayer, and really give it a nice coverage.
and we'll be able to do the second coat. Make it look nice.
Never saw the Athletics play. But Reggie Jackson comes from my neighborhood.
My uncle was an athletic supporter
Uh-huh.
in France. They called him Jacques.
We all saw that coming right up Broadway, didn't we, folks?
It was
Made his fortune in the cup business.
I like the little tittering we hear off camera, every now and then.
Let's not get personal. We're using bristle brushes, not nylon.
Even though this is the first coat, you want to make sure that you
Nice cover.
avoid drips. Don't glop on a lot of paint.
Are you looking over at me after you say what not to do?
Well, I see Niagara over here.
It's more letters. And we haven't got any love letters in almost a day, so
Well-
keep them coming.
And the letters from the big stars, we want those too.
Yeah.
This first letter, throwaway, from Jeff Moreau, visited the island. Love the show, tolerate the humor. That's as far as we take the
Right,
letter.
East 11th Street. Just because you're in the village don't mean you're hip, Ed.
Go ahead.
Okay. Dear Ed and Joe, 3 questions in this from Dennis Novak of Ormond Beach, Florida. Sorry, Dennis, just going to answer one. We have 2 leather Barca Lounger recliners. What is a Barca, anyway? The rivet-like solid pins that join, I have in my hip, that join the recliner's metal frame act as bearings, so the reclining metal frame, I know how they work. These solid rivet-like pins are worn out, and 2 so far have sheared off. I've replaced them with short bolts with a nut on them. You make it up.
You nuts.
Yeah. They seem to be working okay so far, but the clearance at most of these pivot points will not allow enough room for a bolt head and nut to pass by the other frame members as the chair moves through the recline. What to do, what to do, what to do. Oh, Dennis! Here's what you do. You got to get a rivet kit. You can get a little pop rivet kit. Comes with rivets, comes with a thing that looks like something that makes holes in the paper, in the stationery, and you can put that in there and you could pop that on. But you're going to have to probably take apart the Barcalounger mechanism to the point where you can get it all that. You want my opinion? Get a new mechanism. Because you can bolt that you can screw that whole mechanism. It just fits right in there, goes right into the frame. And let me tell you, of all the jobs I've ever done, I probably hate that the most, so you may as well not even watch this show.
Well, there's a letter segment for this week. This one's from Loretta Downs, and what a signature you have, Loretta. She says, although I've gotten some useful tips, I think the best part of your show is the background music. Who does the music? Oh, that's Ted Garricky. Blah, 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 blah. She likes the humor, which I fear is too hip for the room. Well, anyway, she's got some solid oak
Our room is America.
She's got some cane tall back chairs, antiquity, each having 13 slender spindles, about 10 inches long across the top of the back.
Sounds painful.
My uncle had that. It would seem impossible to take the back apart without great damage, the glue being intact and tight. Well, it's difficult. You ain't kidding. You better take it to somebody, have it appraised.
Yeah, because if they're over 100 years old,
then
you don't want to mess with it. You want to know how much they are worth, and you might want to sell them and let somebody else have the problem.
This guy wanted to know about the paraffin wax, the natural finish. We melted the paraffin wax in a double boiler. We painted it on something. We scraped it off with a dull flat scraper, and then we buffed it with burlap.
Keep writing us letters. Maybe they'll get more coherent.
And now we're going to go check and see if that coat of paint is dried on the chairs, and then we'll put the second coat on.
Let's just pretend to leave. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning, and very crucial spot up to the plate strides John Merrick, the left fielder. They call him Elephant Man. He's adjusting the batting gloves and a hat. Yeah, he's got a very unorthodox batting stance. He's doing a little Art Carney there, but that's all right. What? That's not his regular lumber. That's a paint sprayer. What do you think of that, Ralph? Well, you know where I come from, a lot of times they use the paint sprayer instead of the bat. Oh, it's coming out. I think he's thinned it with naphtha. He gets better coverage that way. You know, he sprays to all fields. Up, down, left, center. And he's about to, and here comes the pitch. Here comes the pitch. He lets the first one go by. And there he goes. Wait a minute. He's spraying red. What do you think about that, Ralph? Well, you know, ever since I saw him down in AAA, always sprayed the paint to all fields. The way he's doing it, you know, he's getting a lot of good coverage, and, you know, he stays back on the chairs. You know, he doesn't get up too close. He likes to stay back on the chairs. That way you don't get any drifts, you don't get any spatters, you don't get any errors. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. He's in the bottom of the... Wait a minute. He's going for the fences. He's not spraying all fields. He's gone over the fence. Wait a minute. Oh, baby! You know, that was a foul ball, but, you know, he's really shifting around a lot in the batter's box, and I think he's going to take another swing at that armchair. Wait a minute. What's this? It's coming out red. Wait a minute. It's going. It's red. You know, that was one of the best examples of spray hitting I've ever seen in my 14 and a half minutes of play-by-play. John Merrick, Elephant Man, Furniture to Go, a classic stance.
This is the stencil we're going to put on. It's a plain cardboard stencil. Cut a hole in the paper.
Of the number 6.
Well, to them it's backwards, though.
It could be 9.
Right.
If 6 was 9.
If 6 were 9.
Jimmy.
I don't mind. So
Carol
we
Channing.
taped it off, and now we're going to lay it down.
Because we're going to use spray paint. Now, you could use a brush and trace it first and be very careful with a small brush. You could also, if you weighted it, as we're going to do, use a roller. I used to use rollers and do a stencil.
Rembrandt used a roller, too, you know, just for the background.
If Michelangelo, would have been a 2-week job had he had a roller.
Well, you center it right here.
When will you make an end to it?
When I'm done, dummy. When I'm done.
You don't talk to a pope that way. Isn't this a lot like kneeling in church?
It is. I spent a lot of time. Here we go. Now we got these little weights on here.
Yeah, my socket wrench set.
Then Ed doesn't care if they're yellow because he doesn't have to use them anymore.
I'm not doing any more calls, you hear me? I'm not going back to work ever again.
Now we'll put a little bit of stuff. You just hold that.
Yeah,
right there
sure,
if you
I'll
could.
hold that part.
And now
Ordinarily, we might want to tape this.
a nice organ music behind this would be nice, I think.
E-Power Biggs, cue him.
Whoops. Dust. We're dusting.
Or a canebrick. So stand enough away so it doesn't go in and droop and get all goopy on all like this.
We'll take this off.
See, now I'll be able to find my socket wrench in the dark.
And there is a six.
Hey, it's
Look at
6!
that.
Now, might we want to do another coat later?
No.
No, because they're not our chairs after all.
Why not? Now, can you center this in here?
Yes, I could. I'm straddling.
That's about right there.
That's about right. Put the weights down. See, my people, we go on Saturday. You know why? Because you can't miss Meet the Press.
I thought it was Larry Ferrari.
And give me the other one.
There's another one.
And give it a spray.
A spray.
Not unlike a gashry. And you might want to use a respirator for this, even though we're not spraying very much. We always like to tell people to be safe, even
That's
though we're
7.
not. That's a nice 7, but it's not a European 7. But then again, this is baseball, not
Should we
soccer.
pick it up and turn it around?
I think we should.
Nah.
Nah, let's not. So
Okay.
there you have it, your 6s and your 7s. On the mustache, so good.
Only one thing left to do to complete these chairs and final.
Nice and flat.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Now they're ready for wonderful drunken hooliganism at any major ballpark.
That's the project. Now here you go. Here's the before.
And the après.
Oh, what a wonderful project.
I'm calling mine 23 and 24.
Well, mine will be Mr. 6 and Mrs. 7.
So,
What do you want to do tonight, Marty?
I don't know, Ange, what do you want to do tonight?
I want to call that Mary Feeney.
That big girl, she likes you.
Oh, she likes you.
Me?
You want to go to the ballpark?
Let's go to the
Let's do
ballpark.
that. After you.
No, we have to.
Oh, I insist.
No.
I insist.
All right, 2 tickets to today's game?
We're sold out.
Sold out.
We have no more seats.
Seats.
What are you guys doing here so early? Hey, Larry Bauer.
Larry, how you doing?
Joe and Ed, the furniture guy. That's us. Hey, listen, we got a bunch of brand new bats here. Why don't you come down and check them out?
Okay.
Is that a brand new one? Right out of the box. Wow.
Okay, right now.
All right. How'd you do this, Larry? Ed, could you sew this up with the variety pack of needles, the one for the boxing ring?
No, see, that's the toe he plants when he sends everybody home.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
That's why we score so many runs.
That's right. This is a brand new Louisville Slugger.
Right out of the box. This is
Wow.
This is the bat that's supposed to do all the damage to the pitchers.
Oh, this is the B267.
Oh.
It's a nice weight, and you know it's made of ash, northern ash.
Northern ash, probably from northern Michigan, Larry.
And we see it's a two-tone. They have a black lacquer on the top, and this is just a natural finish. It's got a light mahogany stain on it, but it's got a really nice weight, and if you look real close, you could even see the turnings of the bat, of the lathe.
Is there any way you guys can put hits in this?
Hits? No.
Well, I usually go like this. I usually go like this. Well, you can play the Cubs a lot. Anyway, you know, this is lacquered up here, and on a hot day down on the field.
Such as today.
How hot is it today?
Well, on day games, it gets up to 140 degrees on the Astros.
I don't think it is right now.
I'd say it's between 110 and 120 right now.
And you can feel it's kind of sticky, and that's what happens with your furniture too. Like in your kitchen, maybe the backs of the chairs get sticky because of the humidity. It just lays on the finish, and it cakes up, and then it gets sticky.
Down on this end, it's not so sticky, but it still is because it's really melting right under the sun.
Yeah.
Well, you put pine tar on that.
Yeah, and a lot of players use pine tar and they put rosin with the pine tar, so.
To make it sticky.
Yeah, they have a good grip with that.
Any chance that they're going to have the metal bats in the National League?
No, one of those pitchers I think might get killed.
That's good. I never like the metal bat.
Because it'll put us out of business.
Yeah.
But don't worry about that, it's not gonna happen.
So do you need anything sewed up? You know, those bases, they're made out of canvas, heavy, thick canvas. You ever slide in so hard that it just pops?
Only one guy, John Kruk. You might have to, after John slides in, you might have to sew it back.
Your stuffing goes out, then you just buy a new bag, I think. You don't worry about sewing it up.
Well, Larry, even though I got red paint on my hands, it's Phillies red.
All right, thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
Thank you.
Take care.
Larry Boa, Phillies,
See y'all.
National League champs. Had to get it in.
That's it for the baseball show. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to the Phillies and the Larry Boa. Paint some seats today. So play ball. Let's get out of here.
Be nice.
To your furniture.
Okay.
I got seats here. Good seats. Got seats here. Come on, seats. Good seats here. Hey, you.
Any
Hey.
luck?
No.
We ain't never gonna sell these seats.
Seats. What we need is a real Nimrod.
Thanks.
Hey, Mark.
You guys selling seats?
Yeah, 50.
That's seats here?
50.
How 5 do?
50. Where's the 50?
You're breaking, you're breaking me. There you go.
There you go.
Here's the
Here's
seats.
good seats. Go get them.
Brando, Steiger on the break front.
You finished. I bought you some steel wool.